Hey, it's Avery with 1075 Bolts FM and discoverhumboldt.com. I am joined by Vicki Clark with the Watrous Manitou Marketing Group. How's it going today, Vicki?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. We got a beautiful day here today, hey?
Oh, the sun is shining. There's already people down on the beach and they're already in the water. It's only 11 o'clock. That's great.
And I guess to roll into what you guys got going on this summer, before we get to the events specifically, what does it mean to see the province opening up like this on such a fast level? I don't think anyone expected us to be opening up by July 11th without masks and everything.
It was actually quite a shock, to tell you the truth. We were pulled into tourism professionals around the province were pulled into a meeting the morning that it was announced that July 11th was going to be the day. And the minister announced it to us and walked us through what that really meant for us, a lot relating to events. And we really, I think all of us were just in shock mode because we'd been sitting in COVID for so long, and we thought we were going to be in September before we were even going to start planning things. So we all just all of a sudden said, okay, this is how we're changing and let's keep going, moving forward. But it's been really interesting because not everybody is ready. So there's still a lot of holdback, right? So our partners are still getting into mode and saying, yes, this looks like summer's a go.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a full-fledged Saskatchewan summer, no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
As for the events you guys have going on, I do believe they don't start until after that July 11th date, hey?
Well, in actual fact, our first event is called Manitou Beach or Busk, and that is a busking festival. And so we actually planned it that it was an event that we could hold within restrictions. And it is July 9th, 10th, and 11th. So actually we open up officially on the 11th or 12th. But it is a totally outside event so that we can still social distance. People can be comfortable wearing their masks if they want to, but we've set it up 9 different locations between the town of Watrous and the village of Manitou Beach, where people can actually busk on locations totally within restrictions and guidelines. So our first one's actually before we officially get out of and into step 3.
That's awesome. So what do you have after the fact? I hear that you got about 3 or 4 events throughout the summer, hey?
Yeah, actually, let me just run through them for you.
Yeah, go for it.
So July 1st, of course, we are going to do a scaled back Canada Day. We're really happy about that because a lot of places have decided that they're not ready to do Canada Day. So we're actually just doing a nighttime event. So starting at 7 o'clock, we're doing a dedication at Uman Park, which is down here at the beach. And there was an installation put up last year of it's an art. It's called Reflections. It's a steel art installation. And so they're going to be dedicating that. Then they're going to have some music, and then we'll have the fireworks. So we are going to be celebrating Canada Day. So that's really great. We are then having the Busking Festival the 9th to the 11th, which I already mentioned. Now that same weekend, we're backing on to a traditional event that is held here for years and years, because the Busking Festival, this is the first year for it. But the Spirit of Manitou Trail is also going on July 10th and 11th. And so we will actually have buskers at some of the locations at the art galleries and that kind of thing to kind of enhance that whole feel, right? Because Manitou Beach is really known for their artists in different mediums, right? Everything from musicians down to working in stone and that kind of thing, right? So putting those two together is going to be really quite exciting. The other one, the 30th annual Fun Run Auto Show and Shine is July 24th. Last year, because of COVID, they basically did more a driving parade sort of an event. This year, they will be back on Main Street in Watrous, and they have people applying to have their vintage cars and souped up cars there, and they get almost 300 applications. So you know it's going to be a huge event again, and that's really great to see. And then our last one for the summer, on the middle of August, August 12th to 15th, is at a biannual event. So every second year, we have the Manitou Beach Chainsaw Carving Festival. And that brings in carvers before actually from all over Canada and the US. And of course, with restrictions, we are staying within Canada, but we're getting internationally renowned carvers, professional carvers coming in for that event. So exciting that you can actually talk to people who are professional carvers, watch them work, right from when they pick out their log and then being able to actually purchase their works. They'll be doing things like what they call quick carves. So they have a short amount of time to do a small carve, and then those are sold off that day. And that will also have, of course, food vendors and craft vendors and kids activities and all that kind of stuff that makes up a great festival.
And not only do you have those events, but you got a ton of facilities at tourists' disposal. You guys have obviously the town of Watrous, which has a bunch of stuff going on there throughout the summer.
Yeah.
Also, you've got the resort, the spa, the dance land, the campground, and the golf club. I guess, how do those help bring people into the area?
You know, and that's really, you brought up a really good thing to talk about, is those are the cornerstones of what really the tourism base is here, right? So people know about the golf course. It was the first 9-hole golf course to have grass greens. And people still remember that, and they come back, and it is a lovely little course, right? So people come to golf. There are families who have been coming for years and years to stay at the regional park and then take in the activities with the kids, because there's mini golf right there. And Sunday morning, there's a flea market. So there's all these traditional things that people know they can count on when they're here, right? The spa, always great things going on, whether it's a girls' weekend or a wedding we just had a couple of weeks ago here. Yeah, there's those real nice cornerstone things. But we also have Wellington Park, right? And people come and they picnic and they can hike the trails and those kind of things. And we're very excited that the fact that COVID is lifting, and so that Danceland can actually start scheduling artists again to be on the stage, right? Because that's not something that we've had for a year and a half.
For the tourists, what's your guys' goal for them to experience when coming to the Watrous and Manitou area? What do you want them to take out of the journey there?
You know, there's a real sense of community down here and a really different feel. When I first came back in August and September, this place to me had a different feel than it did before. And maybe that's age, but it has a real artisty vibe. It has a real sense of community where people just want to stop and talk to you. We want people to take away that real welcoming feeling. But we want them to be able to experience things that they can't experience anywhere else. And of course, there is that unique part of the lake, which is a healing lake. But we've now started adding in some packages so that people can experience the area in a different way. And so this is actually an initiative that came out of Tourism Saskatchewan, to actually start creating experiences for people in locations, so that when they come in, it's more than, you know, I'm looking for something for the kids to do and what does a parent do, or we're just sitting at the campground. So we put together 3 different packages. One is a paddle experience. So you can, the tour itself is actually going out on a kayak or a stand-up paddleboard and having a picnic on the other side of the lake and coming back. That's 3 hours. That's one right now that is selling off the shelves. It's great. Then we're doing an art in the park, which is at Wellington Park with one of our professional artists. And Wellington Park, and there's this little nuggets of stuff that I'm just finding out about that I put into things. There's a wood-fired pizza oven in Wellington Park. Like, where do you find that, right? So that's part of the package, is we're doing pizzas, and that's the lunch, and people can talk about their art over pizza. So that's kind of really neat. The other one is, of course, we are a farming community. We're right in the middle of the prairie. So let's do a agricultural tour. And so we have set up a farm to fork tour where we go out to a very modern farm and we talk about the history of agriculture and this province and how it moves forward to what a modern farm actually looks like. And I was blown away by some of the, here's our drone and here we're going up with the computer here. And yeah, pretty neat stuff. And then a very Saskatchewan farm meal at the end, which was totally mind-blowing. It was great. So we really want people to take away that real feel of the area, that it is an agricultural area, that this area has been visited for thousands of years because of the healing water. This community draws artists to it, and the artists really give back to the community and how we function. And so we really want people to experience that.
Vicki, I think that's all I had for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Good. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.